Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Meditative Friday morning. Thank you for joining us. Good morning. Please go ahead and send me some love. Go ahead and share this on your timeline. I will go ahead and share it on mine. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Our scripture reference will be coming from Proverbs 21 and 26. Proverbs 21 and 26. All day long he craves and craves, but the righteous gives and does not hold back. Our focus word has been give. Our focus word has been give. Give is the central part of Proverbs 21 and 26. It illustrates a generous heart. It reflects a life that is aligned with God's principle. The righteous person willingness to give without holding back demonstrates a trust in God's provision and a recognition that true contentment comes from us not keeping but sharing with one another. What are you sharing? Are you sharing love? Are you sharing service? Are you sharing patience? Are you sharing forgiveness? What are you sharing? It says a generous, a righteous gives and does not hold back. This verse addresses two types of hearts: a selfish and a generous heart. A selfish and a generous heart. The, the first part of this verse portrays a person that is driven by endless craving, always wanting, always desiring more and more, and never satisfied. This selfish heart is a inward focus, not focused on anyone but self, desiring to continue to accumulate for personal gain, leading to a life unfulfilling. But the second one, which is a heart of generous giving, the righteous person is marked by generosity. They give freely without hesitation or restraint. This heart is a heart of outward focus, finding fulfillment not in keeping things to themselves, but a fulfillment of giving to others. Joy, kindness. That's what a generous heart does. But we're not going to just focus on a generous heart. We're going to look at this verse because it reminds us that we should cultivate a willingness to serve others rather than being fixated on our own desires. As I mentioned, the verse gives us a characteristic of being a generous person. It makes me think about Galatians 5 and 22 and 23, which focus our attention on the fruit of the Spirit: joy, love, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self control. When we give out of love, we reflect a transformed heart. Generosity is the key of unlocking abundance, practicing kindness in small ways: a hug, a kind word, or even a smile encourages generosity and makes giving a natural reaction. Giving without restraint reflects goodness. Kindness is rooted in a desire to bless others and expecting nothing in return. It expects nothing in return. This proverb gives clarity that the wise person understands the balance between personal gain and community responsibility. We should be willing and ready to share. True wealth is found in what we share and not what we keep. A heart that gives grows. Let me say that one more time. A heart that gives grows. By living a life of generosity, we benefit and those around us benefit as well. A heart that gives, it grows. It grows a community. At the heart of this proverb is a question that we must ask ourselves. Are we giving by selfish desires, or are we marked by generosity? Let me say that one more time. Are we giving? Are we driven by selfish desires, or are we marked by generosity? The craving for more and more and never being satisfied is the root of being self centered. The righteous person finds fulfillment not in accumulating more and more, but in freely giving. When you give, you plant seeds of hope. Let me say that one more time. When we give, we plant seeds of hope. Our desires is rooted from our repetitious thoughts, which eventually shapes the core of us, of what we think and how we behave and how we react. Our action. Are you given by the need to acquire more for yourself, or do you find joy in giving to others with no expectation? When we align our hearts and our thoughts with the heart of God, we discover that true satisfaction comes not from what we take, but from what we give. Whether it's in ministry, whether it is in work, or whether it is in our personal relationship, let's aim to practice generosity, an act of radical kindness and compassion by shifting our mind, practicing intentional giving, and leading by example. We will cultivate a spirit of generosity that blesses. We are blessed to be a blessing. Give without holding back, trusting that in doing so, we are not only blessing others, but we are also storing up treasures that truly matter. The righteous who gives and does not hold back. This act of giving without hesitation and expectation aligns with the idea of paying it forward. We used to hear that all the time. Let's pay it forward, where kindness and generosity are passed on to others, creating a cycle of good deeds and ripple effect. Paying it forward reflects a mind of righteousness, giving freely, trusting that the act of kindness will ripple out and benefit others. Even if the giver does not directly receive anything in return, we don't have to receive anything in return when we give with the right heart, when we give with the right mindset, but just trust in the act of kindness. Proverbs 21 and 26 encourages this selfless generosity, focusing on the fulfillment that comes from giving rather than from accumulating for ourselves. Proverbs 21 and 26 teaches us about contentment and generosity. Those driven by selfish desires will always crave for more and more and more, never being satisfied. But however, the righteous person who trusts in God's provision gives freely and generously, knowing our needs will always be met. True wealth lies not in getting more and more, but in having a generous spirit that reflects God's abundant grace. Our scripture reference again is Proverbs 21 and 26. It says, all day long he craves and craves, but the righteous gives and does not hold back. Let us remember to repeat this scripture reference 10 times, and also the declaration, repeat that 10 times. Let's say the scripture reference one more time. All day long he craves and craves, but the righteous gives and does not hold back. Our declaration for today is, Deborah put your name in place of my name. Freely, Deborah gives freely with no expectation. Let's say that one more time. Deborah gives freely with no expectation. Say it one more time. You give freely with no expectation. Remember that true abundance flows from the generous heart. Live open-handed and watch blessings multiply. Remember, give with a heart that is willing and have no expectation of return from anyone, but you're doing it with the right spirit and with the right heart. Now, listen to our announcement.
Thank you for starting your day with us with this meditation moment. Begin your mornings at 6 a.m. on a note of peace and mindfulness with us. It's our pleasure to guide you through a serene, meditative journey. Let's embrace tranquility together every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as we delve into this practice of presence and awareness. Join us and transform your day with a touch of mindfulness. Broaden your horizons and engage with our community. Every Thursday, join us for Bible study at our Birmingham venue at 11:30 a.m. for an in-person session, or tune in online for our virtual session at 6:30 p.m. Additionally, take advantage of our food pantry and clothing closet, accessible from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Seize the opportunity to gain knowledge and foster connections. Experience an uplifting blend of fellowship and faith, both in person and virtually. Join us every Sunday for the soul-stirring worship service at 9 a.m. at our Birmingham site, located at 923 Graymont Avenue West. Not in Birmingham, our Huntsville community gathers at 706 Kentwood Drive at 12:30 p.m. for a harmonious celebration of worship. We are filled with excitement and looking forward to welcoming you with open hearts.